We have just a few questions. The Twitter questions are coming in, hashtag CPACQ. First one, what do you think are going to be the real adverse effects of Obama's immigration program on the security of this country?
Well, I think it's a mistake to begin with even to talk about comprehensive immigration reform. I think that we made that mistake under President Reagan in 1986. Despite his best efforts, the problem went from 3 million illegal immigrants to 11 million. I think what the president's trying to do is very similar to what he does across the board. This is not about governance. This is about politics. This is about fundamentally transforming America. And I think the fact that the borders are still not secure, it's not just a problem for illegal immigration. It's a problem of drug trafficking. It's a problem of human trafficking. It's a problem of threats to our national security. Even the Obama administration indicted high officials of the Iranian Revolutionary Guards Corps a few years ago for plotting to kill the ambassador of Saudi Arabia in the streets of Washington. This has, the control of the border has incredibly important implications for our national security. And I think, as with most other national security issues, the president is simply indifferent.
Thank you. Let's talk a little more about the expansion of ISIS, the recruiting of ISIS, for ISIS here in this country, the lack of strategy to deal with that, and what spot that puts the next commander-in-chief in.
Well, I think the president's been completely negligent in his duty. He doesn't believe we're engaged in a war with terrorism. He has said repeatedly this is a law enforcement matter. It's sort of like a jumped-up version of robbing a local Starbucks. And if you don't understand you're in a war, if you don't understand that there's an ideology that hates our country, hates our way of life, and is determined to destroy it, you can't possibly react against it. I believe there are terrorists in this country. I believe more are coming. I think they're coming from ISIS. I think they're coming from many other places around the world. They're going to wait for the opportunity. We've seen what happened in Paris, in Copenhagen, on Parliament Hill, in Ottawa, in Sydney, Australia. And we've seen it in this country, too. We haven't had examples of workplace violence. We've had terrorist attacks at Fort Hood. We've had the Boston Marathon. Ladies and gentlemen, nobody wants to be at war. We didn't start this war, the terrorists did, and ignoring it doesn't mean it will go away.
One last question, Ambassador. The visit that's coming up very soon by Prime Minister Netanyahu, let's talk about the president's relationship with Israel, the on and off relationship with Israel, and its effect on the negotiations in Iran.
President Obama has the worst relationship with Israel since the State of Israel was created in 1948. He views Israel as an extension of the West into the Middle East, as an intrusion, as the problem. We've had 6 years of threats from the Middle East, and what has Barack Obama focused on, along with Hillary Clinton? That the single gravest threat to peace and security in the region, according to the Obama-Clinton view, is Israel building apartments in East Jerusalem. Now we have the leader of our closest ally in the region who faces an existential threat from Iranian nuclear weapons, the threat of what some have called a nuclear holocaust. A half a dozen nuclear weapons on a small country like Israel. There is no Israel. Prime Minister Netanyahu is entirely correct in seeing this deal as a sellout. And I congratulate Speaker Boehner for inviting this ally to come and speak to a joint session of Congress. I think Barack Obama's behavior is reprehensible. And I think if Hillary Clinton really wants to be president of the United States, if she is ever to break from Barack Obama, if she is ever to show any daylight between her policies and Barack Obama's, she should welcome Bibi Netanyahu, she should meet with him, she should work with him, and show that she really has America's interests first. That won't happen, but that's what she should do. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.